It is October 28th, and Cliff and I just got set up in this pinch point right here where we've been seeing swagger come through. This spot specifically is probably about 150 yards down from where we were last night. We kind of just keep inching our way further. There's kind of two centralized paths that kind of come into one pinch point right here. Last night, rather than walking that higher path, you walk this lower path, and we get pictures of him right here on this trail camera that's like 10 yards max from where we're standing right now. So we're kind of set up over this cornfield in our old pasture, and we just took a section of this fencing out to let the deer in and out of. So hopefully we get a chance at him. Either he comes this lower path tonight or that higher path in front of that stand where I sat last night, but either way they all converge into one centralized location, and if he does, he's going to get an arrow at 12 yards. So, and I've got my trusty cameraman set up, who had to help me get into the stand, and then he got himself situated into his stand. So we have about an hour or so wait time from when he's typically hitting this area, but it's a lot cooler than it was yesterday, and then the next 2 days forecasted are snow. So hopefully with this little bit of cooler weather, he'll be up a little earlier tonight, and we'll get a chance at him.
There's been some bears in and out of this corn too.
Oh yeah. Those bears that we've been seeing at our stump 3 and on that main ridge have all been coming into this corn right here up out of the swamp. So I'd be thrilled, like I said before, with either swagger or bear. But we'll wait it out and see.
Like that. What if that 500-pound bear would have came barging out?
I would have shit myself.
We're never gonna get monetized on YouTube with you saying shit.
We're already not monetized.
It's very unladylike.
I don't know who maintains my stands, but they're full of sand. My butt is...
Well, Kaylee and I ended up just seeing that spike and doe tonight. We didn't end up having much luck, but Kaylee's dad, Vern, shot a really nice buck over right off the backside of his food plot tonight. So we're going to head over there, and we're going to see if we can track that buck down. It's pretty exciting. It sounds like he might have hit it a little far forward, but it was quartered hard to him by the sounds of it. So we're going to head over there and see what we can find. BBD, baby. Big buck down. Woo! And according to Kaylee, that is the big buck killing moon.
A hunter's moon.
Sounds like it worked out for Vern Man.
All right, so we just got over to my parents' house. My mom cooked dinner, and Dad is anxiously chomping at the bits to get outside. All right, Dad, give us a brief rundown here.
There was 3 bucks that ended up coming in, and the last one was big, and I could hear him rubbing his antlers behind me and grunting, and he was skirting the edge of the hemlocks heading towards the neighbors, and I snort wheezed at him, and he stopped, and then he started walking again, so I did it again, and then he turned and come out to the path. And I don't know if he was hitting my scent trail where I walked in, but he locked up at 23 yards. And I was drawed back on him because I had a nice block with the trees that are there. And so I got drawed back, and he stopped and stood there and stood there and stood there. And I'm like, just settle it. And I let it go. And believe it went right through here. This side, Cliff. This side, yeah. So we'll go see.
Vern just got out of there. He didn't check for blood or the arrow or anything. He just snuck around the backside, but he thinks he might have heard it crash. So
Right.
We're excited. We think it's a nice deer, so
Yeah.
we're gonna get our stuff around and we're gonna head over the hill.
Quite literally.
We'll see.
Dad, is this your first night out?
Second.
Second night in New York?
First night.
This is the luck of my father. Like 4 years ago, first night out in Pennsylvania, shoots a massive buck. Never even shot his bow one time. Now tonight, first night in New York, possibly shot a nice big buck. So let's get out there and go see.
It's in there on the wall.
Look at these bruisers in here. Oh, you can't see them, Dad. He's hoping to add another one to him. Got quite the trophy room going. My sister's out. Our turkeys.
That looks pretty good to me, Vern. He's tumbling. He looks like he's...
Back and forth.
Well, see how the leaves are really kicked up hard? Like his...
Look at the blood all the way up through there.
Yeah, that looks pretty darn good. How far is this from the shot? 80 yards?
Maybe.
I just start going real slow on it. I think that looks good.
Yeah, Dad, he's doing a lot.
I think that looks good, Vern. Definitely hit something pretty important.
but it's not a lung hit.
You've got enough blood that that deer's, I think, dead, Vern. I think it'll be important, Vern, to keep. It'll be important, Vern, to keep looking way out ahead, so if we do catch his eye glow, we can get out. You know what I mean? He's bleeding too much not to die, Vern. That's just too much blood to lose. He's dead. What a freaking stud. Give me some dogs. Make sure he's dead for sure, Vern. Wow, Vern. What an awesome deer. That is a stud. That's the buck on Nightmare's food plot.
Yeah.
That's the same.
Well, I got it done tonight. It was my first night out in New York. I've been waiting for this time to happen, and I didn't want to come in here and stink it up and everything. And I got in the stand tonight at about 2 o'clock, and they the first deer I saw was about 6:20, 6:15, somewhere in there, and it was a buck, and he come in and he worked a scrape right in front of me, just a little guy. Well, then he went on his way out towards the food, and I heard some other deer coming behind me, and I turned around and there was another buck, and I was really contemplating whether to shoot or not, but I swore in my head that I seen a buck with a rack that kind of matches this. And this buck come in front of me, and he was making a scrape right in front of me. Not this buck, the other buck. And all of a sudden I heard this guy behind me rubbing his antlers on the trees and grunting. So I immediately put my attention to him, and he was trying to skirt me along the hemlocks and go out towards the food, and I snort wheezed at him. Got him to stop, and then he started going again, and then I growled at him, and he turned and he started coming, but for some reason he locked up. He hit a four-wheeler path, and it was almost like he was saying, what am I doing right now? And he just stood there. Well, I was already drawn back because I had some hemlocks here that blocked it. When he got behind them, I pulled back. I'm like, I can't hold this thing any longer. And I had from here forward on him, and I settled it right here and right here, and I said, just make it nice and easy and squeeze, and I squeezed it and put it through him, and it was like we were following somebody dumping a pitcher of blood up through the woods. Cliff and Kaylee come over to help me, and my wife and other youngest daughter, they're out here too. They wanted to be part of it. And we probably tracked him somewhere around 140 to 150 yards, and we weren't getting, he wasn't bedding down. We weren't getting any bubbles in the blood, and Cliff and I talked about it, and we were thinking that we're gonna back out because we did come to a bed, and there was a lot of blood in the bed, but it looked just like somebody was pouring a pitcher. And Cliff flashed his light up, and he was about 15 yards from that bed, and here he is, and can't be more proud of him. He's he's at least a 4.5-year-old buck. He's very heavy, and I don't know, it was a short archery season, but we put all this work into it with food plots and stuff, and you got to wait for the right time. You just keep ramming in the woods and you stink it up, and these kind of deer don't put up with that pressure.
What kind of broadhead were you using, Vern?
Grim Reaper.
100 grain? 125.
I think they're 100 grain.
It's pulling back 65 pounds.
Yeah.
And that arrow just went cruising straight through the front of that shoulder, right out the back side of him. It's probably still in the ground over there. We got to go check.
Yeah, we'll go down and take a look at it and get him tagged up and
pretty freaking awesome, Vern, man.
go take an aspirin to thin my blood back up because my heart was rattling pretty hard. But this would definitely have been a coyote find tonight if we didn't stay after it, because there was a lot of blood up through the woods. I'd never followed a blood trail like that in the leaves is what we had tonight. But we got him, and he's very heavy horned, and I don't know, he's pretty.
Yeah, he is.
Every buck has its own character, and he definitely has it. I mean, he's got it kind of bladed here, and he's a little short tine there, but you can see the bark in him from where he was rubbing tonight. It's hanging here.
Vern had a picture of him in his food plot last night at 1 in the morning, walking right through the middle of his food plot. We'll show you guys on the video the picture right there, but
yep, it was. I'm glad it all come together, especially everybody out here with me, and don't have to hang my head over it. There was no ground shrinkage, so
no.
Definitely a heavy horn buck.
Yes, he is. That's a fully matured deer, Vern, man.
He's got a little bit of a hole kind of a deal going on there.
Yep.
But yeah, he's a bruiser. Yep.
Congratulations.
Yep, thanks.
Awesome.
The harvest moon runs true.
Man, look at that thing laying on the ground now.
I'll show you that exit, Vern.
It's close. Turn him a little towards me, Dad. There you go. No, towards. Sorry, away from me. Take his head. Babe, go back right here.
I'm getting my shot too.
No, you gotta take a number. This is Dad's phone. Wow.
Tip his head down. Oops, didn't realize you were recording.
Did you get it?
Here, Mom, why don't you go?
You guys ready?
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn that buck a little bit, Vern. Yeah, like that. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that's a great picture. Look at that. That's awesome. He looks really good in that
Here,
picture
you get
too.
him with one, babe. Just watch
like
that
that
video.
last angle.
Whoa. Hello, Kaylee. God, now I can't see. No.
I'm just so tickled that it wasn't just a fluke, man. Because it could have been so easy, you know.
Tilt his nose away, Dad. Turn it. There you go. Okay. No, turn it to the side. There you go. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Put its nose down just a touch. Perfect.
I bet he's 160. 160 and he's 18 inches wide.
What's your guess outside?
$17.
Outside?
More than that.
18 and a half, really. You gotta go out a little bit more.
Almost 19.
Yep. You're right.
18 3/4.
Yep. Damn near 19 inches. Oh yeah, Vern.
It was a beast coming through the woods.